What's up, guys? Welcome back to Minty Motos. Something super excited to show you guys. So let's go ahead and do that before we get to the video. We just moved into our new place. We are on 35 acres. Our house up there on the hill, it is a 5,000 square foot home, but that's not even the best part. Look at this. Yes, that is right. That is right, guys. A 2,000 square foot shop. Builds are gonna get extreme now. You can already see we are working on some. We've been here for 4 days, guys, so we're still moving in, so excuse the mess. It has an enormous, like 14-foot garage door to get some bigger vehicles in here. Again, excuse the mess. Look at this thing. Woo, freaking dope. This is a hydraulic car lift, so we'll be busting out some epic vehicles. Maybe some lift kits, maybe some massive wheels, maybe some transmissions, maybe some motor work, who knows. We already put a car on the lift. My brother's fiance needed all-round brakes. We did all that in like maybe an hour and a half. It's pretty epic. But yep, this is the new home, guys. Freaking awesome. We have a freaking bathroom in there with a sink. We're gonna be putting a shower, a little hangout room right here. We've got 4 huge speakers in each corner and a massive stereo so we can bump to some tunes while working on some stuff. You know how it is. But yeah, guys, that's all I'm going to show you for this video. I want it quick and short. If you guys want to see more, stay tuned for Kellogg Show Kids. We will be posting a full video vlog of the entire piece of property. We'll be on bikes, Jeeps. We'll be just goofing around, showing you guys every little awesome piece about it, even inside the house. But yeah, guys, let's get back to the video. Or let's get to the video. We haven't even started. So here we have 2 YZ125s. Of course, they're different years. They may look familiar, like very familiar, but each one probably not. If you combine the two, yeah, that's my old bike. So let's start with the one on the left. This is my old 2000 YZ125. I rode for the past few months, probably the past few videos too, a lot of them. So it may look very different, which it definitely is. I had big plans for this bike. I was gonna put an 05 plus motor in it to make it one of the best bikes out there, because I prefer the steel frames. I don't know why, I just do. I like how stiff they are. I like how agile they feel. They feel a lot narrower. You know, all around it just gives me a better feel on the bike. But things always change, and that did not work out how I expected it. So I'm gonna show you what we just did to this 2000, since one of our previous videos was showing everything we had modded on it. We used to have 2014 YZ250F triple clamps, forks, wheels, brake system, linkage, rear shock, and the swing arm. But now we put the front forks back to the 2000 forks. The wheels are now from a 2005 YZ125, along with the linkage, the rear shock, and the swing arm, and the rear brake system. It's definitely still probably one of the cleanest steel frame YZ125s, especially the fact that it's still a 6-speed and still has the updated gas tank, seat, and subframe. And of course, you had to do plastics to top it off to give it all-around better handling. I mean, I don't know of any older bike motor that looks like this. Even the carb is sparkling. So the reason I put this bike back to this is because this one's now for sale, guys. I'm very sad to see it go, as I really wanted to put that 05 motor, but I'm gonna show you guys later on this video why I didn't and what is needed to actually install a newer motor, 05 plus to be exact, in a steel frame. I swapped absolutely every last part over to this amazing looking 2005 YZ125, fully rebuilt top to bottom. It now has the 2014 YZ250F triple clamps, forks, wheels, brake system, swing arm, linkage, and the rear shock. This thing is absolutely beautiful. One thing I want to point out, peep, I got a freaking new rear tire, guys. That is right. I've been freaking going on bald tires. Literally, it was like I had slicks for dirt and enduro. It sucked. Still would prefer the steel over this, but that's you gotta say, that's a clean looking bike. I know I'll get used to the aluminum, and it's gonna be an amazing bike, and I'm stoked to hit some epic stuff on it. So now that I've kind of introduced the 2 bikes and what has changed on them and why they look so different and what's all been done to them, let's go ahead and go back to the motor. The number one reason I did not swap the motor is because it wasn't worth it. It was way too much work. I needed to fabricate everything. And when I had to rebuild the motor, I don't want to have it all, like, not jerry-rigged, but you guys get the point. Like, it adds so many more steps when you have fabricating brackets and stuff to rebuilding a motor. And it just wasn't worth that, you know? I'd rather be able to simply rebuild the motor and take the aluminum than have a pain rebuilding a motor and working on a bike and have a steel frame. You guys see, when you put 2 and 2 together, it's like, okay, it makes sense. But yeah, don't get me wrong, I freaking love the steel frames, like all the way. but I love the 05 Plus motor. They are tiny. They give so much more power. The freaking throttle response is freaking crisp. I don't know. It just, they also sound better for some reason. So I just love the 05 Plus motor, and it's easier to work on as well because it's smaller, and the clutch system is way better. Now, main reason I don't want the 2000 motor is because it's hard to get cylinders. You can't get OEM cylinders. So I went with the Athena flat dome cylinder kit, which has held up. It's at 30 hours, so I'll give it props. Last Athena cylinder I blew up first ride. So yeah, let's start with the back of the motor. The first thing I noticed when doing it is the pivot bolt goes through the engine fine, but the spacers on the front of the swing arm are different widths. If I was putting an 05 in here, I would need 05 swing arm spacers. But I mean, that's not a huge deal. I did it already because this is a 05 swing arm with a 2000 motor and the 05 motor over there. So what I did is I just took these spacers, put it with the 05, and those spacers, put them with the 2000, worked fine, you know, not a big deal. Now let's move forward a tiny bit. The lower engine mount. So the motor, where it mounts up, the hole would be about 1/2 inch to 1 inch up to the left. So two things I could have done about that. I could have cut this bracket off, scooted it up a little bit to line it up, and then re-weld it. Or I could have just made a little bracket. Same thing up here, it was far up to the left. So I would have had to done the same thing, cut this, move it, or just make a bracket. Now the other thing is the motor pretty much fit, except for the fact that it hung down a little low. You see where the inner clutch cover is almost hitting the frame? Well, the 2005 motor was actually hitting it. It was sitting on it and would not go any lower. So you'd have to do something there to make it either not sit on it, either lift it up or bend in the frame. But again, that's just a lot of work and not really worth it. The cylinder head brackets weren't gonna work at all. I was gonna have to completely custom make my own brackets to make it mount up. And the biggest reason I did not want to do it is the exhaust. Over here on the 2005 motor, when it was in the frame, way farther to the right, it would still line up, the pipe would still slide in, but I couldn't use this pipe because it has a different bend than the 05. So I was gonna have to use the 05 pipe, but then the 05 pipe was way longer and probably ended about where my finger is, about 2 inches longer. This mount would be behind this. And then for the carb to work, the boot is slightly different. You would have to take the boot off the 05 and put it on this airbox and this one and put it on the 05 if you were gonna put this motor in the 05 frame. And for the 05 motor to work, you need to use all the 05 electrical components. So CDI, stator, of course, and pickup coil. This one mounts to the cylinder head brackets and hangs above the carb. Over here on the 05, it mounts up on the neck. So the wires are not long enough to reach down to where you need to mount it. So you would have to somehow mount it up top. So guys, that's pretty much all the reasons why I didn't do that and go that route. It would have been freaking awesome because this having all the 2014 parts and an 05 motor in a steel frame, that would have been absolutely amazing and so sick. But of course it is doable. Hope this video helped you guys out in any way. You know, we are very freaking familiar with these YZ125s and 250s. So if you have any questions on what could fit and what might not fit, most likely we can answer that for you and help you out. But yeah, guys, we love building bikes like this. It is an absolute blast. Let us know if you guys want to see more videos like this. Because as you can see in the background, we have this bike that we are currently working on. It's a 2001 RM250. Bike was a piece of junk. We've had it for over a year and just slapped it in storage while moving. From when we sold our old house, it took 6 months. We sold our house not knowing where we were going to go. See, we were living out in our campers, traveling all over Colorado, just looking at land and dirt biking. And it was a blast, but it was rough. It was hard. We had everything just stuffed in storage. So that's where that bike's been all its life, pretty much. So, yeah, guys, stay tuned for the freaking property tour, and it's gonna be sick. Look, we got shop cats. Come here, Coffee. No, you are Cream. Come here, Cream. Coffee and Creamer, you know. Hi. Hi. That's right. Y'all keep the mice out of here, huh? Hope you guys enjoyed that video, though. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Hopefully we can get to busting out videos like we were a couple weeks ago. But yeah, guys, it's gonna be sick to test this bike out. Both bikes run. That one is for sale, 29 OBO. It's freaking literally the cleanest bike. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.